I just have two words to say about the current job market.
You suck.
What's up and welcome to my channel. So my job hunting video that I made originally was going to be way too long, so I decided to split it into two parts. Part one is already up right now, so if you haven't seen it, please go ahead and watch it. But this one is currently part two. In part one, I talk about my job hunting experience, as well as going over different topics related to the subject. And in this part, I go over why I feel like no one's hiring right now, as well as giving you some tips that may help you with your job hunting journey. Both videos will have a lot of useful information, so hopefully watching them will give you a lot of insight as to why things kind of suck right now with the job market, and also maybe some motivation and some ideas on where to go from here. So you're gonna see my outfit change real quick, but basically we're just gonna go right into the video, starting with why I feel like no one's hiring right now. I have a couple of reasons why I think this is happening, and the first one of these reasons is because these companies want a unicorn. What I mean by that is they want, somebody who is overqualified and is willing to accept a super low pay rate, which, let's face it, is not going to happen. We're all desperate for a job, but we also know our worth. The second one is tariffs. And it's because the companies don't know how it'll affect their bottom line, aka how much money they get to make or lose. So they don't want to hire anybody if it means that they can't afford that person. AI is another potential reason. Talking about automation, and it's also causing a decrease in entry-level jobs because it's actually taken over some entry-level jobs, even ones that people thought were previously safe. Outsourcing could also be part of the problem. A lot of these jobs, especially entry-level jobs, are being outsourced to companies and to people internationally outside the US. So there's less jobs here in the US for any one of us to potentially apply to. Then there's the increasing number of people job hunting. I'm talking about students, recent graduates, people who were laid off, especially since layoffs seem to be trending like it's a TikTok trend. Then you've got people who are retired, who can't afford anything right now because inflation sucks. And also even people who are close to retiring being laid off, which is super messed up in my opinion. And then you also have people like me who didn't have a job to be laid off in the first place, but is still looking for one anyway. The last one being that the responsibilities of the people who were laid off are going to current employees. So instead of these companies replacing these employees, they are delegating the responsibilities to their current employers. So now you have people doing the job of 2 or 3 people or more, and their pay rate is now reflecting that extra responsibilities that they're forced to take on. Now, judgment and guilt are two very real things that a lot of us tend to feel who have been job hunting, and especially who have been job hunting for a while. You feel so guilty for not having a job, and you feel like the longer it takes, the more of a burden you are on your family and friends, you know? And then on top of that, because of how long it's taking you to find something, it makes others judge you and makes it seem like you're being lazy or not trying hard enough, or like the problem is you. But it's not. The system is broken. There are no jobs, even for people who are the most qualified, hardworking candidates out there. And it sucks. It also makes you question everything, like all of your decisions. Like, should I have gone to school for 4 years and accumulated all of this debt? Should I have gotten these certifications? Should I have given 10 or more years to this company only for them to lay me off and throw me around like I'm a piece of trash? It makes you wonder whether all of that work you did was worth it in the end.
Guess what?
You got a job?
Are you kidding? I'm trained for nothing.
It also makes you question whether or not you even qualify for anything. It basically shatters your confidence with every single month that passes that you're trying to find a job.
I really thought I just hit rock bottom. But today, it's like there's rock bottom, 50 feet of crap, then me.
My emotions have been on a roller coaster throughout this entire process. And it's not even a gradual one. It's not like I start off super joyful and then it just tanks over time. It's everywhere, you know? It's really a roller coaster ride. And it varies from day to day. I mean, I even crack jokes sometimes just to keep my spirits up, but it doesn't always work, you know?
I only laugh just to keep from weeping.
There are some days when I could be at a really low point, like when I recorded this voice memo.
I'm so tired of constantly job hunting. Just doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. I'm in that, emotional state where it's starting to get to me. I'm out of ideas. Oh no. I feel like nothing is ever gonna change. I don't feel like somebody who not only got a bachelor's but a master's degree, who's been working since they were 16 and still can't seem to get a job. I don't know what to do anymore. I can't think of anything. And anytime I ask people, they just give me the same advice because nobody else knows what to do either. And everyone makes me feel like I'm just being lazy. Like I'm not trying hard enough. But the job market sucks. It's not me. If they don't see that.
But then there are days when I'm at a much higher point, like when I recorded this voice memo. I just finished watching Fantastic Four, and I get it. I get why I keep trying to find a job. Going to the movies and seeing something on the big screen, it reminds me of why I keep trying. I want to be a part of it. You know, I see everything that I'm passionate about on that big screen, and I want to see my name in those credits. It's not just about the money. The money is important. Don't get me wrong, I need it. I'd like to have more than I need to, But, it's moments like this that remind me of why I keep trying. And it's going to the movies and more moments like this that tend to give me a new wave of motivation to keep trying to get that job. The moment that I start, that very first day, I just have the biggest smile on my face because I'm finally a part of it. I don't have to keep applying to all these jobs because I finally got it. So I'm going to keep trying no matter what. And I'm not going to stop. I won't stop until I get that job, no matter where I have to start. I could tell you, though, that part of the reason why my emotion was at a high point that day was because the movie contained Pedro Pascal.
Yum, 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 yum. Delicioso.
I do have a weird question to ask you, and be honest. Have you ever been relieved to be rejected by a job? I have. I know, it sounds weird, especially the way the job market is now, but just hear me out. There are so few jobs out there that I'm applying to basically anything and everything I may qualify for. Even if I only qualify for 50% of the things that they're asking for. Because, like I said before, some of these requirements are ridiculous, but couldn't hurt to apply anyway. But just because I'm applying to these jobs doesn't mean that I actually want to work there, which sounds kind of weird, but it's kind of true. I'm just basically trying to keep my options open. But to be honest, for most of these job applications, my heart isn't really in it. So when I get a rejection email from a company, for a second I'm disappointed, but then I'm relieved that means that I don't have to do that job or work at that company or in that industry. So yeah, it's cases like that when rejection might actually be a good thing. I don't know, maybe it's the creative in me, or maybe it's because of my empathy, but I feel like everybody should love what they do for a living, to not feel like a cog in the machine, but to actually be fulfilled or to feel like you're making a difference with your job. I feel like everybody deserves to experience that, to be able to tell people what you do for a living proudly and with joy, instead of like you're just telling them what today's weather is like, So now I'm going to give you some tips that will hopefully help you with this whole job hunting fiasco. The first one being, don't go to job fairs. Believe it or not, there are no jobs at job fairs. I know, sad but true. Second tip for you is to make job hunting more fun. Job hunting in general is not fun, but just make it a thing. While you're sitting at your computer, have some really good snacks, play some music, just get yourself hyped and pumped and just get in a good mood, and then just go for it. So that way it's not just this sad grind of all the time, of you job hunting all the time. Just make it a little more fun for yourself. Take breaks as often as you can. Even if it's just a quick 5-minute break in between each job application, you gotta pace yourself because you will burn out a lot faster if you don't take any breaks. It could be anything from going for a 10-minute walk around your place or outside, or you can take a really long lunch and watch an episode of your favorite show. Just do what you can to make sure that you're not spending every minute of the day applying to jobs. Have other things going on in your life outside of job hunting. I'm talking hobbies, or hang out with your friends and your family, or go on a date. Even if it's just a solo date, I do that sometimes. Me, for example, right now, what I'm trying to do is to watch all of the Star Wars movies and TV shows because, confession time, I've never seen Star Wars before. I know, I've seen a lot of stuff, but I've never seen Star Wars. But I've been marathoning like crazy for the last couple of days. Right now, I've watched the first 9 movies, and I've seen Solo and Rogue One, and I'm up to The Mandalorian, which I can see why people are obsessed with it. It's a really good show. No spoilers, by the way. I don't want to know what happens. I want to discover that for myself. Networking is a tip that has been floating around a lot, and there's a lot of truth to it. Some of the jobs that I've replied to that I found were actually through people that I've networked with or that I know personally. Unfortunately, it's a lot easier to get a job now through a referral than it is to just apply externally with no kind of connection whatsoever. So do what you can to network, Reach out to someone on LinkedIn and see if they're willing to do an informational interview, which is basically you just asking them if they're willing to talk to you via Zoom or meeting in person, just to answer a few questions about their job or about the company. And that's a good way to just get things going, get the ball rolling, and getting to know them so that it's not just you saying, hey, give me a job, I need one, just to make some connections in the industry. If you get laid off, give yourself some time to feel it. Sometimes it takes a while for that to sink in and for you to actually process what just happened. So do what you can to just feel it and grieve it so that you can move on from it. Don't just move on from it right away. You need that time to grieve so that you can come out of it a little bit stronger in the end, if that's possible. Beware of any scams, and there are a lot of scams. So just like I said before, question everything. If you're not sure something is legit, double check. If you see a job on a job board, go on the company website and see if they have that job posted on there too. If it is, most likely it's legit. If it's not on the company website, then it's either fake, or it's a ghost job, or it's a job that they posted before but haven't taken down yet. So just cross-reference that information. If a job is 30 days old or more, or job posting, most likely it's a ghost job, so don't even waste your time with that. And if you get a text with a job offer and it's from somebody you don't know, 9 times out of 10, it is a scam. Don't fall for it.
It's a trap!
Only if it's from somebody that you actually know personally, which, by the way, double check. Call, text, or email that person to make sure it's really them. Then maybe you can start trusting it. Otherwise, move on from it. Apply to jobs more on company websites than on job boards. More and more often, these job boards are being flooded with ghost jobs or scams, so I would proceed with caution. Instead, whatever companies you are really wanting to work for, go on their website and see if they have any job postings on there. I don't know who needs to hear this, but it's not you, it's the system. You know, the job market is broken right now. You're probably a very smart, capable person who did everything right, you know? You went to school, you have all these years of experience, you increased your skill level, you did everything you were supposed to do, and yet there are still no jobs out there. So it's not you, no matter what people tell you. I see you and I hear you. If you were to finally land a job, congratulations, by the way. How'd you do it? Please tell me. Make sure that you have a side hustle too. It sucks, but nowadays we have to have some kind of backup plan. We can't put all our eggs in one basket. So try to have a side hustle because you never really know. At least this way, if you were to, knock on wood, get laid off or fired, or if the company went under, then you have some other form of income revenue coming in so that you're not just completely screwed over. This may seem a little counterintuitive, but try to be a little bit pickier with the jobs that you apply to. And just hear me out. Let's say it takes you a year of serious grinding and job hunting to finally land a job. And let's say this job pays you below what you need to be able to survive. Let's say this work environment is toxic. And let's say it has a mountain of job responsibilities that you didn't even sign up for. Would you feel like all that effort that you put in for a year was worth landing that one job? That job that may not even be in the industry that you want to do, or may not even be the job title that you were originally seeking. Was it worth all of that? Or would you regret not getting the job that you really wanted? I remember watching a commencement speech that Jim Carrey gave a couple of years ago, and there was something in that speech that still resonates with me to this day.
My father could have been a great comedian, but he didn't believe that that was possible for him. And so he made a conservative choice. Instead, he got a safe job as an accountant. And when I was 12 years old, he was let go from that safe job. And our family had to do whatever we could to survive. I learned many great lessons from my father, not the least of which was that you can fail at what you don't want. So you might as well take a chance on doing what you love.
So my final tip is, when a door closes, a window opens, which sounds kind of like some mumbo jumbo hopeful crap, but it's kind of true. I signed up for this website called Backstage, where you can apply to short-term jobs as a crew member for different productions or different events, and they let you create more than one profile on there. The one that I created was a crew member profile, so to be a production assistant, but then I saw that you could also create a profile as an actor or as a talent, and it just got me thinking, what if? What if I were to try that, you know? Anybody who knows me personally may not have ever heard me express acting as an interest, but I've always had that interest growing up. I auditioned for a talent agency or for a management agency when I was a kid, but I didn't go through with it because of all the money that you needed up front. And I just didn't want to burden my parents with that kind of amount of money that we needed to start. But I did take classes in high school, drama classes specifically, and dance classes. So I've always had that interest. I just went the art route instead because it was more affordable, to be honest, and I was drawing all the time. Plus I was painfully shy, so I wasn't sure how successful I could be at acting. But honestly, since I told myself out loud that I wanted to at least give it a shot to see if I'm still interested or if I'm any good, that's when things started to open up for me. I recently landed 2 different production assistant contract type roles, one of which is unpaid, but I'm trying to get the experience, and the other one is only paid every time that I actually do the participate in an event, but it's still something. It's more than I've seen over the last couple of years of job hunting. So I may actually try to pursue acting as well as production assistant. And I mean, why not, you know? Like I said before, don't put all your eggs in one basket, and you never know what may come of it. So who knows? Maybe someday I'll be looking at this and I'll be holding an Oscar in my hand. So I want to end this video by saying that I'm just waiting at the edge of my seat for when things make a 180. You know, for when companies are chasing us to offer us jobs instead of the other way around. And they're offering us more than what we need and more than we can ask for because they're so desperate to have us on board because they need us more than we need them. I'm waiting for a time when layoffs are a lot more rare and also a time when you can actually grow in a company with your salary reflecting that growth. I can't say for sure when that'll happen or if that'll happen anytime soon. And despite how crappy things have been lately, I'm trying to remain hopeful and optimistic for the future. You know, for everybody's future. Thank you very much for watching my video. Hopefully you've gained some insights into this whole thing, and anybody who is doubting as to whether or not you're making an effort looking for a job, show them this video and they'll see why it's so hard for anybody to find a job these days. Just letting you know that you're not alone in all of this. There are so many of us experiencing the same thing. I want to thank all of my patrons for supporting me every month. You guys are awesome. Love ya. Okay. Alright, thanks again for watching my video. Bye! Oh my god, I'm recording. When did I push record? These are my theories. The first one being some tips that I may give you. I'm giving you tips. Okay. Ooh. Oh no, my light died. Come on. Really? Jobs. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You're charging, aren't you? No. Ah! This is where the camera ended up. I gotta fix it. Maybe I should record the whole video like this. It's just forehead. Even if it's a solo date, I use that. I do. I know it may sound counterintuitive. Counterintuitive. What the hell? May seem counterintuitive. I can't speak English. It may sound counterintuitive. I can't say that word. You know what? I'm not gonna say that word at all.